This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
What the f?
You know, one of the great displeasures about reviewing cartoons is that I now have to force myself to watch things I'll know I'll hate. Doesn't matter if it's kiddie pool trash or corporate sellouts, I have to watch it. Which is hard, because I don't actively seek out movies that I know will waste my time. I only want that good shit, like Boss Baby 2.
I don't believe it.
Plot twist, so yeah, I like Boss Baby. It was fun. Okay, so to give you the full context of how I approach this film, I had never seen the original Boss Baby until 5 minutes before I watched the second one. And I was genuinely surprised by how okay I found the Boss Baby. Alec Baldwin is a squalling, angry infant, and he's playing the baby too. This character made the movie for me, with it being an actually really sweet film about brothers coming together to accept one another. I think the film could have worked better if they'd committed to all this being in Leslie's head, instead of making me constantly question what is and isn't real. It's to the point that I don't even think the filmmakers are entirely sure what's real and what's not. But overall, I liked it. Didn't love it, and I doubt I'll ever watch it again, but it was a solid film-going experience. Though honestly, you'd probably have a better one with Skillshare. Yep, that's right, we're doing this again. But I'm only doing this because I love you. So for all 5 people who don't know what Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators to explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. 2020 was the year of depression and unfulfilled self-discovery. But with Skillshare, it allowed me to relax and let go of all the things I didn't do. With classes like Daily Art Practice for Self-Care by Jessica Swift, a 12-day course where regardless of your drawing ability, I was able to stop all the madness in my life and create a space for self-reflection and personal care. And if that's not your speed, Skillshare has thousands of lessons waiting for you to explore. There's something for everyone, and with Skillshare's new special offer, the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so you can start exploring your creativity today. Go check it out, helps my channel if you do. But now let's get back to the review. I went into Boss Baby 2 with, I'll be honest, very low expectations. Even after just watching the first one and liking it, I just don't trust kids' animated sequels, mainly because I'm a pessimist. I watched it though, and just like the first one, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it. It's not a great film, but I think it's on par with the original. And while I like the first one just a little bit more overall, I think the second one had characters and moments I enjoyed way more than anything in the first. Boss Baby 2 is about Leslie. That's his middle name, but I like it, so we're gonna keep calling him that. Leslie, who we saw as a kid in the first Boss Baby, has grown up to become an adult. So has the original Alec Baldwin, who is now just playing himself. Leslie is now a stay-at-home dad and worried that he might be growing apart from his daughter, who he hates apparently because he named her Tabitha. Following the typical possessive dad trope, he really doesn't like it that they now have separate interests. But when a new threat arises, his youngest daughter Tina, the new Boss Baby, has to reunite her dad with his estranged Baldwin brother so that as a family, they can stop the bad guy, reconcile the brothers' relationship, deal with Leslie's insecurities, his relationship with his daughter, Baldwin's loneliness, and his daughter's performance anxiety. Yeah, this one has a lot more things going on than the first one. But to its credit, the first plot is pretty confused on what it wants to be. Boss Baby 2 knows exactly what it's trying to do. It's just kind of struggling with all those balls in the air. And I just want to say it straight out the bat, there's nothing in this film that you can't predict. But thankfully the film wastes very little time in reuniting the brothers, only so they can be turned back into easily markable and familiar kids. From here, the game plan is to infiltrate Tabitha's school to uncover what cartoon Jeff Goldblum has been cooking up. Yes, Goldblum is a villain. Yes, he is the best thing in this film. And from there, it only gets crazier. And the film does not have a single moment where I was bored. Mainly because it's gorgeous. Like, the animation, it's hyper, it's creative, and it almost always has something that will hold your attention even if the scene is dragging a little bit too long. The slapstick, perfect. It is what I come to this series for. Apparently. When this film wants to go crazy, it goes fucking crazy, with scenes that would probably be horrifying if this was in live action, but here it comes off as fun gags. It has that Tex Avery feel to it, where horrible things are happening, but it's so fast and loose, you just can't look away, and I'm never gonna turn that down. As for the characters, everyone, good. Alec Baldwin was made for this role, and James Marsden is surprisingly good at playing an animated character for once. It was a little off-putting at first on how they have him keep his grown-up voice even when he's a kid, especially since Baldwin's voice doesn't change, but after a couple minutes, you get used to it. The one character's voice that wasn't working for me for the longest time was the new Boss Baby, Tina, played by Amy Sedaris.
Point is, I'm all in on the Templetons. Go Templetons! Friends, you guys really know how to baby a baby.
But I think that has more to do with her dialogue than her. Because at least with Baldwin, he always talked like a grown-up, while Amy is talking like an adult, but has a ton of baby talk thrown in, and she's like constantly calling her dad daddy.
You see, Daddy, 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 I still love you, Daddy.
Which if they had a child or younger voice actor, yeah, that could work, that's fine. But when she's just saying it straight, I just want to giggle or laugh at this, just how weird it sounds. The character's still fun though, and not in this movie as much as you'd think. She is very much just a facilitator to get these two back together and does a little bit at the end. But for what little she's in the film, very good stuff. This movie is all about the brothers and Leslie's relationship with Tabitha. And while I said earlier that this film is balancing a lot of different ideas, it handles all of them at the very least competently, with a lot of the emotional moments being very well done. And while I do think that a lot of these ideas work in the film, and personally I think I would prefer that they take each one of them and give them their own film. Give a film about the brothers fixing their relationship, or on Leslie's relationship with Tabitha, or the girls just getting their own movie to do things. Because I did like watching Leslie grow closer to his daughter, realizing that while their interests may diverge, she doesn't love him any less. Or for the brothers recognizing how them growing apart isn't because of one individual's failings, but it's on the both of them. The family vibes are strong with this film, with each message being handled well enough, even as they're crammed together, even if it did come at the expense of sidelining the rest of the family. Boss Baby's lower stakes is much like Luca. It doesn't have these grand aspirations, but that allows for you to just have fun and enjoy the simple storytelling. Because this is a very basic emotional journey, but punctuated by snappy visuals and lots of fun detours. Like there's 2 musical numbers in this movie. I was not prepared for them, but they're there. If I had to follow this film with anything, it is that while it is enjoyable, it doesn't leave much of an impact. I'm writing this script a day later, and I'm already struggling to remember what happened. But a good experience is still a good experience. And I can't believe I actually have to say this out loud, but Boss Baby 2 is good. I don't know why the first one got all the hate outside the trailers being everywhere and it was nominated for an Oscar. Oh yeah, that's why. This movie was a lot of fun. They introduced a lot of new characters, none of whom I think are as memorable or as remarkable as the ones we got in the first, except the It Girl. She was fucking terrifying. But if you're looking for an easy, enjoyable movie-going experience, you can find a lot worse options. I mean, if you don't want to go to the film, you can just watch this on Peacock, but honestly, fuck Peacock. You have to buy a premium version to watch Boss Baby. But at least when I watched it, the film kept stopping like it was gonna play ads and pull out of full screen mode. It's cheaper to watch it there, but my god is it annoying. Like how is it out of the millions of streaming services, Hulu and Netflix are the only ones that aren't complete garbage. So yeah, my take, watch this one in theaters if you're vaccinated. Kids will love it, adults will enjoy it. The Goldblum baby is both horrifying, yet so fitting. Like I said, I didn't expect to enjoy this film, but I'm glad that I did. Thank you all for watching. This has been Sarcastic Chorus. Try out Skillshare using the link down below. Subscribe and like the video so that my video can be blessed by the algorithm gods of YouTube. Hope you all have a wonderful day, night, or whatever lonely bar you're watching this at. Have a good one. Stay safe.